Hey, good afternoon and welcome to this video. Probably thinking, you just told me you weren't making any videos. Why are you making videos? Well, I actually wanted to do this one and I had this planned for a while. So I'm going to jump into some Gears gameplay and just chat about Gears like we used to do back in the day. This video is about Gears not feeling dead, about it feeling flat, and why I think people are getting the wording confused and what I think we could do to solve it, or just some general thoughts and feelings about the franchise, because it's been a while since I spoke about it. So you may have noticed that on the channel there hasn't been any dev streams. The reason for that is every dev stream is the same. There are people in chat asking for skins, maps, characters, and the developers say we can't talk about it, or they don't have that, or it's not been created. And the truth is, we know what's going on, don't we? We know what's going on. There has been leaks. Basically, there are a few skins coming out. There are a few... Sorry, I'm in a shotgun fight right now. There are a few skins coming out. There are a few characters and maybe, you know, some other little tiny bits. There's not much going on, right? And that's been the state of the game for months and months and months. So I didn't want to waste your time covering a load of questions and answers when there was no point. I respect your time too much to randomly produce dev streams every single week when it's just going to be an hour and a half that's a waste of your time. So I stopped doing it. That did hinder my viewership. It hindered my growth. But I hope you understand why I'd stopped doing that. It was a pointless exercise. So I think that leads on to why sort of are the dev streams so quote bland and flat, and why people are saying Gears is dead. When people come into my YouTube channel or my Twitch stream, generally they'll say one or two things. They'll be like, are you playing Gears? And I'll be like, not really. And they'll be like, oh, Gears is dead, isn't it? They'll be very negative about the game. And it is a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy, in the sense of, if you are relentlessly negative, like, negativity will spread and grow. And I'm also not saying, hey, come and be Mr. Positive and it's going to save the game, because it's not. There's a balance to be had, right? You know, you can't just be blindly negative and you can't just be blindly positive. We know that. So there's definitely a balance to be had. And today I want to talk about the feeling of like flatness and what we can do to get rid of it, and maybe just explain or put into words maybe what you're feeling. So let's jump into the game. I'm just playing some quick play King of the Hill. I'll probably be awful as I play, and I won't have any game sound on. That way, if you just want to listen to this as like a bit of a podcasty type thing, you can listen to it in the background and not hear a load of shotgun noises. So let's jump into some game here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice is when you sign into Gears of War, the feeling of flatness, I feel, begins. When you play other franchises, there are many updates, and the reason is, you know, complex and simple. Many of the games have much larger budgets, they have much bigger player bases, so they can afford to do more frequent updates. That's just like logical. Bigger staff, bigger budget, bigger player base, more frequent updates means more stuff for the sort of player base. But that doesn't really explain everything. It's not just a simple case of like, you know, if you sign in, you're going to have a wonderful time because there's loads of updates. You know, that doesn't translate perfectly. But when you're not sure if you should play the game, if you're a little bit like, should I play Gears tonight? When you know there's not going to be anything, that automatically kills your vibe. Then if you do sign in and you just see, like, for example, when I signed in today, the only thing I saw was, hey, there's some DLC, which I've completed, which was nice. The DLC was fantastic, by the way. But in terms of online play, which a lot of people are probably left now, they've done the story, they've done the campaign, they're playing online, it was just King of the Hill Nasher. That was it. That was the only update. And King of the Hill Nash is okay. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's all right. It's pretty chill. But we've played King of the Hill Nasher since what? Gears 3, is it? Gears 3? So it's not something that's going to get me to sign in if I was to be told about it. If I wasn't in the mood to play Gears 5 and somebody came in and said, hey, you should play it, King of the Hill Nashes is out, I'd be like, yeah, that's okay. I might hop on for a game or two if I'm in the mood to play Gears 5, but if I'm not, that's not going to tip me over the edge. So the thing that sparked this conversation was I was having a conversation with Node Zero. He was in my Twitch stream the other day, and a few of us were just talking about video games, and we were talking about sort of just general feelings about Gears, what to do, and we were also told sort of by Node, and I don't want to name drop him because I know he likes to, you know, I respect his privacy and all of that. But he said the phrase that 6 kills. If somebody doesn't get 6 kills within their first online match, they tend to never play the game again. And people sort of laughed at that. People were kind of like, oh, that's why, you know, games are bad because noobs need 6 kills. But what I think that really means is people don't want to feel flat when they first play a game. When they first play an online video game, they want to feel involved. That's really the message of that. Then they're not saying, I want 6 kills. You know, that, for example, was a flat feeling. He had spawn protection and it didn't show me he had it. Otherwise, I would have held my shot and backed off. They're looking to not feel flat. They're not looking to get 6 kills. They're not looking to be a god at the game. They're not looking to have the game hold them. What they're trying to say is, hey, when I play your game, I want to feel like I'm doing something. And the best ways to make somebody feel like they're doing something is kind of their involvement and seeing their actions bring stuff out on the game. What I mean is, as you're seeing now, if I'm playing StarCraft, I'm pressing all these keys on my keyboard down here. I'm pressing all these keys and a lot of stuff is happening. And without my inputs, the army on screen isn't doing what it would do. So I feel directly involved in, hey, because I've pressed all of these buttons in these certain orders, that is the outcome. That's the win condition. That's me that's done that. If you play on Xbox and you play with a controller and you're doing wall bouncing, that's why people like wall bouncing, because they feel directly involved. Without them pressing the buttons, without them pressing the paddles and doing all of the wall bouncing, the character would not be doing that. They would be performing like anybody else. Take cover, shoot. So they're directly having high APM, that's actions per minute, and they're feeling involved in the game. They're feeling like when they get a kill, the way they've got a kill is because of their actions, because of the way they've chose to fight. So that's why a lot of people just love wall bouncing. Likewise, people absolutely love, you know, sweaty games. And I think they love sweaty games because they're constantly inputting actions. Right, I'm going to spot, I'm going to look at 2 hills, I'm going to choose which hill to rotate, I'm going to look at which path to take, I'm going to look at which gun to take out, am I going to pistol him, am I going to spot this guy for my team, am I going to go wide on him, I'm calling out. It's a way for them to feel involved. So sometimes sweaty games aren't even the player just trying to abuse a mechanic or be quote sweaty. They're just trying to get involved, and that guy's spawn protection, and feel involved and get amped up, right? And I get it, because Gears is a flat game. Sometimes people want to do that. So how can we get rid of that flat feeling? The flat feeling, I feel, is caused by when Gears 1 first came out, right? The excitement level of Gears 1 was like, holy shit, like I'm playing against people online. And then it was like, I'm getting good at the game and I'm having to, you know, I'm having to learn all of the mechanics. And then on top, there was execution, which was like a survival factor. So the game might have been a bit flat in the sense of it was 4v4 and you only had a couple guys to kill, right? You only had a couple guys to kill. The maps were kind of small, but you always had that factor of, is he coming for me? Oh shit, I'm in a clutch situation. How am I going to play out this situation? Should I go here or there? And that got you involved because, again, you felt in tune with, I did something that created the outcome. I felt involved. Nowadays, because execution has been there, done that, we've all felt the element of survival, be it in a battle royale, be it in DayZ, Tarkov, purely surviving and been hunted. We've all been there and done that in games. So the next element of like involvement is kind of APM, sort of decision making, all little things like what class should I pick, what gun should I pick? Which gun off the floor should I select? Should I pick the M16 up, or should I pick the sniper up? How's that going to affect? All of these decisions play in. And I'm not just saying COD's the greatest game of all time, because it's not, but they have perfected the battle royale sort of scenario. You drop in, you choose where you're going to land. There are names on the map. Okay, where you say to your friend, where are we dropping? That's an input immediate. Where are we dropping? Okay, do we want to play aggressive? Do we want to play slow? What gun should we take? Should we do a supply run? Shall we just try slay it out? Shall we just hide in the zone? Like, say, play PUBG and just maybe not fight everyone and just try hide and survive till the last, maybe top 10 situation. With Gears of War, you know what you're going to get, so it feels flat. When I play a King of the Hill game, you're getting a couple things. I'm going to run in, and I'm going to pick somebody off. And then I'm probably going to try break a hill, or hold a hill, or fight a few lancers. That's basically the scenario every single game. So when I think about signing in, I know exactly what the evening of gaming is going to be like. There's nothing that can switch it up. There's no crazy thing that can mutate the game in a way that surprises me. Which for some people is good, like you know what you're getting, it's not relentlessly changing, but for most people they're like, I get it, I've played some Gears and I enjoy it, but I just want to switch it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be drastic. I'm not saying it needs to be, let's put a Brumac in the middle of the map. Let's, it doesn't have to be something wild. There just needs to be something that makes the game feel less flat. I feel like when I'm enjoying Gears, all the sweaty games, because I'm lancering, I'm crossing, I'm spotting, I'm pressing all of the keys, I'm rotating, that feels good. But then eventually it breaks down into a stalemate of, I'm throwing myself at a hill, they're lancering me, and you can get involved for a few of those, but after a while, like of doing that during the evening, you're like, yeah, I'm a bit bored of this now, like I want to actually do something a bit different, this is getting a bit monotonous. A simple way to do that would just be to increase the player count. You're probably thinking, increase the player count? You've wanted 4v4 for ages. Yeah, I'll admit I was wrong. I was partially wrong. I wanted 4v4 because I think 4v4 suits the smaller maps. And I still believe that. If that's the type of game you want, that's the best way to do it. If you want an arcade sort of survival-y game, I feel like 4v4 with slightly smaller maps is better. But they didn't really do that. They sort of just made a load of 5v5 maps such as this. This is obviously a 5v5 map. This would have been created, way before. This would have been in process way before the 4v4 change happened. So these 5v5 maps, once you put 4 players on them, they feel kind of flat. I'm not going to use the word dead because I feel like people are misusing that word. They feel kind of flat, and you're chasing people. Where are they? Right, I'm going to go to this hill. There's a couple people have been killed. Where are they? That's the kind of feeling I get a lot in Gears these days when it's 4v4. Feels flat. It's like, oh, my team. Like, in a way, when I see my team get a double kill on the other side of the map, in execution, you'd be kind of like, hey, nice, well done. In this, it's kind of like, oh, now there's only 2 people to kill. The best thing I can do is a double shotgun kill, which isn't that exciting, truth be told. Likewise with execution. When the game first came out and we were all like, oh, it's online for the first time, this is very exciting. When your friends got a couple double kills across the map, you were excited. You were like, nice, we'll get them next round. Good win, good round. Now, if you were to play execution and your team was to go ahead and score and kill 3 people immediately, you'd be like, well, the round just begun and there's only 1 guy for me to kill. I can't get a cool snipe headshot because I don't have a sniper, and getting a single solo shotgun kill doesn't really feel that great. That's why I feel like the 10-man FFA did feel kind of fun for me for a long time, because I was getting like 8-man feeds. I got like a 10-man feed. You were chaining kills. You constantly felt involved, and it got me thinking, especially when a couple other people mentioned it in my chat, like, what I want is maybe, not to get blown away like that from a mile away and have my time cut short. What I want is I want a bigger scale fight. I want to have to do more inputs. I want to have to do more actions, more rotations. I want multiple battles going across multiple fronts. Right now, when I'm playing this, we're mindlessly running into the hill, right? We're mindlessly running into the hill. There's a couple shotgun fights. There's like 2 guys dead. So if I go to the hill now, right, the best thing I can do is like a double kill. And it just doesn't excite me. Maybe I rotate to this hill, you know? Oh, this, like, now it's a 1v4. Now you're like, okay, let's go. But, you know, a couple of them rotate to the hill. This guy chose to take the 1v1. The rest of them went to the hill. Now I'm going to have to break the hill. It becomes a monotonous pattern of play, right, that you expect. So for me, I'd love to see, I know people go, what? If you could get, say, domination, and I'm using domination because it's an easy example, right? If you could play domination and there was 6 hills and there was like, I can't think of a figure, obviously it'd have to be tested, but let's say something ludicrous like 14, 15 people on the map, right? It would mean a few things. You don't know what you're gonna get, right? You have no idea what you're gonna get when you sign in. I might grab a boom shot and see 10 people on E Hill, and I might get a 10-man boomer. There's potential for that to happen. That excites me. Or I might not spend the evening running into 4-man Lancerfire. I might actually, what I might do is, I might rotate to an empty hill, cap it, and then I might think, hey, look, someone's coming to break it, and then I have a 1v1. Because people are more dispersed over the map, it would obviously have to be a bigger map, not enormous, but, you know, good enough that people can, if they choose, like, you would have your own fights. If I had to run all the way over to F Hill, you know, and I've committed to that, then somebody that's a hill can't just nip over in a millisecond. That gives me the opportunity to maybe have a couple 2v2 fights, because the whole team can't just traverse instantly across the map and cap the hill, you know. And again, I'm not saying, hey, let's play domination on Gears, because people will go, oh, that's COD. No, what I'm saying is there needs to be a game mode or something happening where you feel involved. Your APM needs to be high. You need to be rotating more. There needs to be more mini battles. You want to sign in and wonder, what am I getting? Whereas at the moment, it's completely flat. 4v4, King of the Hill, I know literally exactly how the evening of gaming is going to be. If I play a Battle Royale, or I play some StarCraft, or I play anything, I'm not sure how the game's going to play out. Whereas Gears is weirdly, like, it's so old, and it's such like a, quote, solved game. People know how to play it by now, and the rules haven't changed in so long that you know exactly what you're going to get. There might be the odd slight difference in between each game, but the theme is the same. You go to the hill, you set up, you try stop them coming for the hill, etc. Right? That's it. That's your evening of gaming. Sometimes you might play a stack. Sometimes, you know, there might be a stack, but they're running around with shotguns, very rarely, but it's basically the same flat feeling every single game. And there needs to be some, I feel like, drastic change to actually amp up the franchise and get people excited again. It doesn't mean that you're going away from Gears of War. The game's so different to every other game that if you were to put domination in with lots of flags, lots of movement and rotation, you know, all of that good stuff, high APM involvement. I was running off to get a boom shot then, I forgot we're playing shotgun only. You would enjoy yourself. But now when I come on and play Gears, it's a flat feeling. You've also, again, like we've said, we've got the whole, you don't really get much for signing in, and then also you've got the thing of, if your gaming session doesn't go well, which, you know, for a lot of people, myself including, some days you just have not great games. You're just not playing well. Something else is on your mind. I know, like, the younger audience doesn't really have that, but, you know, the older audience will understand, like, if something's on your mind, you just can't play at the same level because you're constantly thinking about something. Maybe it's work, maybe it's, you know, uni or whatever. You just can't play to the same level. Maybe you're just, yeah, you're just thinking about something happened personally, whatever. So you want to come off the game at the end of the evening and be like, well, you know, that gaming session didn't go great, but I did work towards A, B, C, X, and Y, you know? Maybe, did I unlock the charm on my gun that I wanted? Did I work towards a camo? Did I unlock some progress for a, you know, whatever the case may be, you know? But when I play Gears, the only real thing you can unlock is sort of a PvE character system, which I agree is cool. I do like that, but the problem with the PvE character system is a level 1 Marcus, or maybe not a level 1, because let's say level 1 to like, I think like 1 to like level 12 is pretty quick. Let's compare, say, a level 12 character to like a level 17 character. Like a level 12 Marcus in PvE versus a level 17 Marcus. There's a bit of difference. You know, you might have a stronger ultimate, you've got your ultimate, that might change. But once you go from like 16 to 17 to 18, you're not really having much change. So the act of grinding it out doesn't really mean that much. Like, you don't even, it doesn't really impact the way you play all that much. So most people just think, well, I don't even want to level up the PvE characters because it doesn't drastically change how we play. Now, if there was some super high-end content, like, for example, super escapes that were very, very difficult and you all needed level 20 characters with certain abilities to actually go ahead, you know, and defeat them, people might level up. But basically, once you've got a character that's strong enough to do a master's escape, you can use that character on every single escape and you're done. And then you don't really feel the need to level up. So not only do we not have like little things like charms on our guns, you know, we don't have like sort of gun leveling up tactics, do we? We can't level up our scopes, or we can't level up, you know, camos, etc. You generally have flat gameplay and flat unlocks, and it does feel very dated. The one thing I notice, maybe it's just my chat, is when I talk about Gears of War, we all sort of say the same thing, like, maybe because we're older players and we've been there forever, because we've got the core mechanics down, we understand the game, we're looking for something a little bit different. I'm not saying make it COD. I still want shotguns, I still want movement, yada yada. I still like picking up power weapons and controlling weapons. But we're looking for an experience that isn't absolutely, you know, been there, done that, seen there, got the t-shirt kind of stuff. So I feel like creating a game mode that has high APM, high involvement, the chance for new types of experiences to happen. Maybe, like I say, the guns are a little bit differently balanced, and all of a sudden I'm in a 1v10 on E Hill and I'm picking up 7 kills, right? Or I'm holding it versus I'm on like this corner and I'm holding E on my own. My team are capturing B, C, D. The clock's ticking down and 5, 6, 7, 8 people are coming at me. I've got a boom shot. I boom 4 people. You know, I roll back, I reload, I kill 2 more people, I flashbang some others, I push, you know, I make something happen. Or maybe I just get completely overrun, right? But either way, it would be a bit of a new experience. And then when you think about signing in, even without unlocks and even without character XP and all of this, you might think to yourself, hey, I might play Gears today, I might have a unique experience. Whereas most people that play Gears these days know it's the same old game. Same old tired flat game. And I'm not here to shit on Gears because I actually like it. I'm just explaining to you, the viewers of the channel, how I feel. I don't know what like, if you want to type in the comments like how you feel about it. Do you feel flat? Because I feel like people say the game's dead. I think what they really mean is it's just flat. Like, I know what I'm gonna get when I sign in. And again, I'm not saying COD, Tarkov, all of these StarCraft games, I'm not saying they're perfect, but they have a little bit of something. For example, StarCraft does have an element of the Gears factor, in the sense that the balance has remained very similar for years, There's 3 races. The game's quite old. The game mode is just 1v1. And people left StarCraft for the same reasons. They were like, yeah, it's a good game. There's cool moments in it. But ultimately, it got a bit flat. Like, we go online. We ladder in a 1 versus 1 situation. But apart from that, we know exactly what we're going to get. And people left StarCraft, you know. The 2v2 mode wasn't quite as popular. 3v3, 4v4 wasn't. And apart from those game modes, there wasn't really much to do. So I don't think it's a case of being like, Gears of War is a bad video game. You know, Gears of War is a bad video game. Let it die. You know, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, even good games, you know, like your StarCrafts, like Call of Duty 4 Pro Mod, they did need to evolve to something. And I'm just like playing Gears now, or when I sign in, I'm just like, I just feel like, what is even happening? You know, it feels no different to Gears 4. Really, it's like the same old stuff. It feels not really much different to Gears 3. Gears 2 like felt a bit different because it did drastically change how you play. You did Lancer a lot more. There was Horde introduced. It's just a flat experience, and I feel like most of it is coming down to Gears people not wanting to change because they're worried, and when they hear somebody like me say, let's make a big domination game mode, they think, oh my god, Gears is trash. I don't want to play Gears of COD. You know, I don't want to play some weird hybrid. It's not about creating a weird hybrid. It's just about creating different experiences in the universe and with the mechanics that come from Gears. That's what I want. I just don't feel like telling somebody, hey, come and sign in and play King of the Hill Nashers is the best thing for the game. We haven't even discussed the netcode. We haven't even discussed, you know, actual balance and all of that stuff, which I still strongly dislike. But, you know, maybe that gives you something different to think about, because I think a lot of people have been using the term dead, and they've not been thinking about what's the experience when I sign in, what's the experience for like a veteran player or somebody that's like, you know, they've played survival games before, they've played cover-based shooters before. Basically, once you get over the whole fact that it's a third-person cover-based game, it actually is kind of a dull game. And that's no disrespect to the developers or Gears. It's just the way it is. For example, this game I'm playing right now, it's a huge open map. We all might, I mean, people might enjoy it for a game or two, maybe an evening, but you're not going to play this for like weeks and weeks and weeks, are you? Because there's not enough variety. That's what I'm saying. The game modes and the mechanics and the maps and everything doesn't create enough variety in play to keep people glued to their screens. In the old days, in Gears 1, people were glued to their screens. Yes, Gears 1 was a great game, but we were glued to our screen because online play was a new thing. Simply talking to somebody across the internet was a baffling thing, you know? So we played it because, one, there wasn't much choice, if I'll be honest. Like, there was basically Call of Duty 4 or Gears, and maybe Perfect Dark Zero or something. There wasn't much. So Gears was like fantastic, right? So we stuck with it. But now, I mean, you couldn't even put a figure, could you? You wouldn't even be able to put a figure on the amount of games you could literally play. And it's ended up that in 2021, Gears is this same game from 2006, pretty much, that doesn't, you know... For me, the sad thing about Gears is it doesn't do enough well to have, quote, dated mechanics and stand on its own, like Counter-Strike. Look, there's a reason Counter-Strike is kind of like Gears, but it's survived, because it's got, you know, little things in it that keep it going, but its core fundamental mechanics are of, like, you know, they're a such strong nature and they're so consistent that people will keep playing it because how do I word it? It's like the chase. It's like the art of trying to perfect something. A bit like StarCraft, there's still that art of trying to hone your craft. Gears of War did have a little bit of that. It was like, how do I hone my movement, everything, you know? Whereas now, as you can see, you can hide behind corners and you can just give people, and the honing of the craft aspect is kind of diminished. It's not as skillful as it once was, or you could argue, let's not even argue is it skillful or not. What you could argue is, has it improved? Like in 14 years, I can't believe it's been that long. Hell, it's like 15. Has it got much more skillful? Like, if you compare, how good was it to be good at Call of Duty 4, or like let's say Call of Duty 2, because I think that's a similar time period. How hard is it to be good at Call of Duty 2 compared to win a Battle Royale Warzone game of your own skill level? It's a lot. There's so much more going on in Warzone, and it's not even like the guns are easy to use. There's massive recoil patterns. There's all this stuff. There's lots to think about. There's rotations. So, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Is standing still and shooting a cool new skin that puts some goo on your screen is interesting once or twice. But after many, many years and many franchise developments, Gears 2, 3, 4, 5, Judgment, whatever, it's just feeling a bit flat. I think where Gears really messed up was in Gears Judgment. They tried to do what we've just spoke about, the slightly bigger maps, the rotations, the up and down levels, hills, you know, but they also got rid of the Gears mechanics, right? So that they did too much, right? But I don't think the idea of, like, honestly having some modernized stuff in the game is a bad thing, and it should be welcomed. I'm just a little bit tired of people saying, like, oh my god, Gears is dead, but then every single time they try to do something, you know, slightly new, it gets shit on. I'm part of that problem as well. That's why for the past 3 months I've just stopped doing balance talks and everything, because I've realized that. But I've always said, even since like day one, I'm okay with putting new stuff in the game if it's decent and if it works. Like, for example, the one-shot sniper mode or whatever it was, where your snipers automatically go to the middle of your screen. You have like 3 bullets in the chamber and there's massive aim assist. That's not good. They've tried to innovate. That's cool. But I can also say it's bad. But let's not stop them innovating. Let's not, do that. I just don't know. I don't think it will ever be the game I want it to be. So I just play a lot less of it now, and I only come on when I'm in the mood for it. So that's kind of how I play Gears. I don't have that drive to relentlessly try to help them, because killing people like that are just like running into you kind of gets a bit boring after a while. And then, it's just like, technically there, I should have backed off, held the hill, rotated. You're just seeking something that doesn't exist. I'm seeking a new experience, and I can't get a new experience on Gears 5 or 4 or 3. So that's why it feels flat to me. Maybe that spawn protection, it's spawn protection's been in the game for like a decade, and yet still they can't let the user know if there's spawn protection. Overall, the game to me just feels like there's not enough rewards. They weirdly, this is going to sound like a weird kind of like insult / jibe. They don't copy enough. Gears used to be this thing where it was like, we are our own brand, this is what we do. But also, do note, remember, Gears always used to say this, it's this with a Gears twist. it's got a Gears twist. Nowadays, it's either a straight up copy of a bad thing, like they copy the bad thing, like they copy aim assist, but they won't copy, you know, gun charms or something, or they won't copy landing in off a Raven. So I feel like Gears has become scared to copy things because for years and years and years they've copied all of the bad things, and people have crapped on them for it. Like, people ultimately crapped on them for Judgment, right? But it wasn't because they copied, it was because they copied the wrong things. And maybe that comes down to management, maybe that comes down to vision, who they're hiring. Like, I'll be honest, not to shit on anyone personally, because I don't have a clue about anything in TC. I don't know who works there, really. I don't know what they do. But the two people that have been recently hired, we had a community manager hired. I've never even seen them speak. I've never seen them on camera. I've never seen them do a tweet. I looked through their tweets. I scrolled 4 months, guys. I scrolled 4 months until I saw a tweet that wasn't just a retweet of the main Twitter account. So they're just basically a retweet bot. There's no interaction. There's nothing. And then the new developer has yet to ever speak about Gears on their Twitter account. They just basically relentlessly like and share tweets of other games and what other games they've been playing. Like, oh, I completed Wii Fit last night. Not even kidding. Oh, I've been playing this game. This drawing looks cool. And I get it, right? If you work on Gears all day, the last thing you want to do is come home and tweet and shout about Gears. But it just feels like they've ended up in a situation where they're hiring like checkboxes. They're hiring like, this person has this qualification, this person does this for this X community, this makes us look good. And they're not hiring like the passionate people. And in a way, there aren't many passionate people left because of how the franchise treats its hardcore fans. Most people just leave. So I would say the Gears experience is flat, not dead. That's what I would say. I know people get hyped up about characters and skins, and I get it, right? If you absolutely love this Lambent character, you might enjoy it for a day or two, but once you've seen it and been there and done that, you know, it's not going to make me sign back in again, is it? So that's my Gears experience, really. I just feel like it just needs something, man. I'm not saying make a battle royale, because I don't even think a battle royale would be a good thing. The reason why, if you're interested, I'll give you a quick version before I end. I feel like with GTA 5, this is like you're going to say, what? Yeah, with GTA 5, they have this multiplayer, right? That's still popular today. It's been popular for years and years and years, and they're waiting, right? They obviously are making their GTA 6. It will eventually come. They're perfecting their story, but I think what they're also doing is they know GTA 5 Online was so well loved, and it's still so popular, that they're like, okay, we can keep this cash cow going for so long. Let's keep it going and going and going. And then, when we eventually want to make... I'm getting like no kills in these games because I'm talking, but eventually, when we make the next game, the next GTA, we want the multiplayer to have the next big thing. Because clearly right now, Battle Royales are the big thing. For quite a few years now, Battle Royales are the big thing. And I think now, Warzone has so much budget, it has so much money, it's free to play, that if you want to play a Battle Royale game, you're probably just going to say, let's just play Warzone. It's got players, there's got stuff to do on it. If we wanted that experience of surviving through the gas and trying to kill 100 people, that's the game for it. So I don't think GTA want to come out with, hey, let's put all our eggs in one basket for GTA 6 and make the best GTA 5 Battle Royale game we can. Because what happens if they release that game and all of a sudden, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, there's a brand new thing that someone's invented that just explodes in popularity. We don't know what that is going to be. We didn't know we didn't know that the battle royale genre was going to explode. It might not seem like it, but there will be something in the future that is the next big thing that everyone wants to play. And if you design your entire game around a battle royale, like if Gears was to do, and they release Gears 6 with the battle royale, and 6 months down the line, everyone's playing this new mode, they can't recode the game, rebuild an entire world. We know that. So what I think Gears needs to do is Gears needs to pause, maybe for a franchise, man. Maybe it needs to pause and not release Gears 6 multiplayer. Just do the campaign with Horde. Maybe it just needs to pause and say, okay, we're not sure what the next big thing is going to be. We're pretty sure we can't compete on the Battle Royale front, and it's not going to be Battle Royale forever. So let's wait 3 or 4 years, and let's see what innovation comes out, and let's rob that. Let's yoink that, let's steal that, let's copy that, and then let's perfect it for the Gears universe, and let's put our own spin on it. So let's say the next big thing is, I don't know, everybody loves, I don't know, I obviously can't think of it. If I could, I'd be able to be multi-billionaire. Let's say the next big thing is, for a bad example, everyone likes diving games. Everyone's doing synchronized diving. Random example just popped into my head, right? And every single shooter game, every single game is desperately trying to get this in. But Gears 5 has decided, you know what? We're building a battle royale. They're going to be left at the wayside again. What they want to do is they want to carefully wait and wait and wait until that new thing comes out that everybody wants to play. And then they want to build a universe, build maps, build cover systems, build stuff, build achievements, unlocks based around it. Then, when people are looking for that new big thing, you might actually get some people tuning in. If Gears now released a battle royale in 2 years' time with Gears 6, people would go, yeah, that's cool, but like, we're over battle royale. That's so like, you know, we're just done with it, basically. So they just, I feel like they just need to be careful in where they commit their next game. Because if they commit their next game to the wrong thing and get left at the wayside again, they're finished, man. I'd swear. That's why I could be completely wrong, but that's why I think GTA is holding off, because they're like, we've got GTA multiplayer, it works perfectly. There's no real need to tweak it, kind of like there's no real need to bin off Warzone just yet. So Warzone and GTA will probably just keep ticking over until the next big thing is revealed. Maybe it's revealed by COD, maybe it's revealed by GTA, maybe GTA have come up with the innovation. Who knows? But I do know this, Gears can't release a battle royale with Gears 6 and expect to topple the big dogs. They don't have the budget to relentlessly do as many updates as other franchises. People won't enjoy it. All of people's progression is on other games. They don't want to start a new progression system. They'd rather play what they know. Unless it's phenomenal, which it probably isn't. It probably wouldn't be if Gears released a battle royale. Let's be honest, it'd probably be like a meek version of it. This guy don't want to go down. But that's what I think. I think Gears is flat. It's dated. There's potential, but it's flat and dated. And they really should think carefully about where they commit. I can't play and talk. They should think carefully about where they commit their next chunk of money, because if it goes wrong, I don't feel like the franchise would stay alive. I'm trying to think of a world where they release a campaign, it does okay, and then the multiplayer isn't that popular, it dies off again. What do you then do? That would be like Gears 4, 5, Judgment, Gears 6, all of these like quote failed games. Yeah, I just think they want to be careful, because you can't load into a game in 2020. Well, I don't even know when it would be actually. It'd probably be like 2025 and be like, hey, let's run to the next hill. Let's have a guy wall bounce up A in as a Cantus and go into the next hill. That just can't happen. It's so flat and dated, and that's why I've stopped playing the game. I have no, there's no experience Gears 5 can give me that I've not already experienced. That's what it comes down to. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is probably my last video for a while related to Gears. For example, to end it, although those ELO 8 games, it was a bit of a meme video, I actually kind of enjoyed it because it was a new experience. And I think the reason it took off that Discord and people enjoy it is because it was a new experience, and those are so hard to get in Gears that people clamour to them. Absolutely clamour to those new experiences. Oh, ELO 8s is a thing, I'm playing them because it's new. Or, oh, some guy's hosting a tournament with a McDonald's gift voucher, I'm playing in it because I'm going to play for that money. I'm going to play for that voucher. It's a new experience. So yeah, people are just so desperate to have new experiences that I think that's why they get excited for skins, because they're like, well, there's nothing else new, but maybe I can play as a new character tonight. But me doing this and poking this guy with every single bullet I've hit, you know, I've hit every single bullet and he's not even red, is just boring. Then I have to back off because they've got 4 shotguns. Then I'm going to put myself in this corner and then I'm going to try hard aim him. And I'm going to get poked because he's going to go wide on me. I'm doing 12% from a poke because there's no poke. I ain't about this, man. There are better video games out there. Yeah, so that's what it is. It's just flat, bro. That's what I feel like right now. I feel like putting my hands behind my head and just been like, this is why I don't play Gears, guys. It's not because, you know, if I sit up and I try my very best, I'm decent at it. But man, it's flat. Flat, flat, flat. And if I come off now and I've played, you know, I've played for like 2 hours. I know the video's probably less than 2 hours, but I've played for about 2 hours. And I leave the game and I look back at my 2 hours played, and I think to myself, what did I achieve? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I got some tiny bit of XP for a re-up that's going to give me the worst camo. There's a Tour of Duty, yes, but all of the stuff in the Tour of Duty will eventually be given out in the shop. Apart from the very last general, which I have no interest in because he's a big ass character and you can't really play with big bulky characters these days. They give me some coins, which I have no real desire for because I've got enough coins. If I go into the shop, we take a look at the shop, we have a look at the new. There's some team Gears Tactics characters that I've played with in Gears Tactics. I've seen them, been there. That's not really that exciting, and they cost money. And they cost money not just for money, they cost money to get them early. The reason I own Armored Gabe, which is actually pretty hilarious, is I've had Armored Gabe for a while. Before he was available in the shop. You know, that's a video I could have done because that's all content is on Gears. But I'm pretty sure they said you get an exclusive Armored Gabe for playing Team Gears Tactics. Well, he's not exclusive there, is he? We'll look at some skins. This is something I grinded for in the Tour of Duty. That's now given away for coins. So that was a waste of time grinding for it. I can support esports and buy Chrome Steel RAM, but I don't really like esports or the teams involved. And that's really it. Or I can buy a Lambent bundle, which, although looks pretty neat, you know, the guns, I will admit, you know, they're one of the more unique looking things. It doesn't drastically change how I play the game. They are pretty nice. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say these are bad. I like them. They're cool. There's like an eye that winks. It looks unique. But this could be taken to the next level where the Lancers shoot emulsion. Or, you know, they have different bullet sprays that you can purchase, or different sights, you know. There's a lot Gears could do, and they don't. Which is a shame, because They're clearly not bad artists. They're very, very good. This looks awesome. I'm not gonna lie, like I really do like this, but yeah. I have no. It's not like I have a problem with paying money for it. I've bought stuff on Call of Duty. Let me tell you, paying 1,500 iron, which is this is where people do make me laugh. People shit on them for making it cost money. I think more stuff in the shop should cost money. That way they have a budget to make content that brings players, which then brings more content, which brings more players. If we look at how do I even buy iron, whatever it is, it's like 1,500 iron for all of those skins, bro. You play Call of Duty, you spend like £20 and get like one skin. Now I'm not saying that's a good thing, it's a shitty thing that they do, but if that's the market price and that is what people are willing to pay, then they probably should do that and then leave the tour to be exclusive goods. But that's by the by. I've been talking now for quite a long time. My voice is getting sore. This has been GGZII with probably his last Gears video for a while. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a comment. Check out my other content. It's just going to be me again. Same old me. Thinking about stuff logically. Trying to help you out. Giving some opinions. So if you enjoy me as a person, you might enjoy my streams and my other content. So do consider giving it a look. As always, each month I try to reach a goal. This time I've set a goal to get 100 subscribers on Twitch. We're currently at 15. The content goal is something that allows me to put as much time into this as I do. So if you've enjoyed the content over the past year, 2020, and you want to support the content goal, we're currently 10 quid out of 100. And we've got trying to get 100 subscribers for the Twitch streams and members for YouTube. So if you want to join the membership page with the join thing, that's the only way YouTube gives me anything. So if you ever want to support the YouTube content, the join button's a great way. It costs $1.99 up to $8.99. You get my Twitch VODs and you get some exclusive perks. Yeah, that's it really. Peace out.